ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 99 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at TexasMobileNotaryMindy.com. That's TX, MobileNotaryMindy.com. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Welcome, Angry Faithful. It is I, Johnny Skelton, and this is Chris Jacka. It is just the two of us tonight. David is working. So we will try to keep the collateral damage down to a minimum tonight. We're not making any promises. I mean,
no promises at all. It's always a train wreck.
It's usually a train wreck when it's involved.
I refuse to apologize.
Right now, the last time that it was just us, David was not here. We skipped over the weird sport. So just to, as a way of making that transition, I've got a weird sport tonight. It's called ear pull, like ear pull. Hey, Maria, what's going on? Ear pull is exactly what it sounds like. It's a traditional Inuit game, which is an Eskimo game. It's entirely about pain endurance. Competitors face each other with their legs connected. A string about 2 feet long is then looped around the ears, which is left to right or right to left of both contestants. And then they do what the name of the game implies. They pull. They pull until one contestant gives into the pain and the string becomes separated from their ear. Ear pull can cause damage to the ear, and bleeding is common. Ear pull would fall into the category of a game that some would like to try, but your mileage may vary.
You know what? I like my ears blood free.
I like my ears attached to my head, because if it's a string and you're just pulling for all you have and it's about pain endurance, if your ear falls off but you didn't submit, does that still count as a win? Because you still technically have another ear.
True. But, you better be damn sure that you're going to win if it's going to get to that point. Like, I'm not losing an ear to take a nail. It's just not happening. Like, if I'm losing a body part, man, I better be on some jackpot money or something. Because
so what was it? That Sylvester Stallone movie where he was the arm wrestler. What was the name of that movie? Over the Top. Yeah, Over the Top. Imagine an over the top type storyline in a movie. Oh, Big D, David is working tonight.
Hey, and still manages to come in.
Yeah, because he it's not micromanaging. He's just
making sure we don't screw everything up.
Yeah. Yeah, he's making sure that we don't screw everything up. Um, Maria's like, boo. And it's like, oh, like, gee, now
Oh,
I feel all special.
what? She's gonna leave in 5, 4. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, she's gonna be like, he's not there. Nah, screw these guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Or we may be more appealing to look at. David's a whole lot more cuddly.
I disagree.
Yeah, it's once you start snoring.
I said I didn't hear any complaints until I actually did start snoring. Yeah, that was true.
So,
That is very true.
He's all right. So Major League Baseball news. All right. So there was some news came out about the Ohtani contract, right? So it's 10 years, $700 million with the LA Dodgers, right?
Right.
Well, Ohtani, being Ohtani, did possibly the most Ohtani thing possible. He deferred $680 million of his contract to the very end of it. Personally, to me, that kind of sounds like he pulled a Tom Cruise. Because Tom Cruise doesn't get paid up front for his movies. He gets paid on the back end.
Right.
So Ohtani's going to be making $2 million a year. And at the end of his 10-year contract, the Dodgers will owe him $680 million.
Do you think he's banking on not coming back right away this next season?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. If he does, it's going to be just strictly as a designated hitter.
Yeah.
And possibly an outfielder. Okay. As far as pitching, we will not see Ohtani make his pitching debut in the National League until the 2025 season.
If they're smart. If they're smart, that's how they'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, $700 million investment. Yeah, absolutely. You are going to stay off the pitching mound until the doctors say when. And you can almost bet that the Dodgers being the Dodgers and LA being LA, they are going to have every specialist that they can find ranked at least in the top 4 in the world consulting with him.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is a lot of money to sink into one person for a very long time.
Yeah.
You kind of want to protect that. The Yamato suitors are expected to start proposing contract terms later this week. Let me see here.
Maria,
the Orioles finalized a 30-year deal to remain at Camden Yards. So a year removed from seeing Camden Yards move the right field fence back to make it a more pitcher-friendly park, at least on that side. The Orioles, I mean, the idea that they would not be playing at Camden Yards it's just kind of, it seems a little bit foreign. I'm not an Orioles fan by any stretch of the imagination, but that ballpark in its short history it's already cemented itself as one of the most beautiful parks in the major leagues. And it's got it's got some of the most historic moments. You got Cal Ripken Jr. breaking the Ironman record. You got King Griffey Jr. hitting the warehouse during the home run derby that year and in the All-Star game. During the home run derby, but there are so many things that have taken place in that ballpark. There have been a couple of no hitters thrown there, mostly against the Orioles, but still. The Orioles, I mean, they're going to be coming off of a division championship, so they're going to be looking to maintain that momentum. They're going to be looking to maintain and defend that division championship, or division title rather. But I've been looking all over. I've been trying to find news on Colin Montgomery
as far as the Rangers are concerned, because he was one of the ones that was tagged as, one of the big must-haves for the Rangers to re-sign.
Right.
Tyler Glass now, he got traded to the Dodgers. So the Dodgers are building up their rotation. They're building up their bullpen. Yamato is he reportedly met with the Mets and the Yankees earlier last week or later or this past week toward the second half of the week. Those were the reports. Whether or not they're true, nobody really knows, except for the people that were in those offices at the time.
Yeah. Of the two, do you think the Yankees are the more likely?
The Yankees only because they'd be the ones more willing to throw money at it, because the Mets are just coming off of a very disappointing season after they went out and spent a ton of cash. I mean, they went out and they got Verlander. They went out and got Max Scherzer, both of which left the team at the trade deadline. Scherzer went to Texas. Verlander went back to Houston. So I mean, there's really, there's no doubt where I would like to see Colin Montgomery sign. There's really no doubt that where I would like to see Yamato sign. But with that being said, I'm not part of that whole mantra of spend and until you buy, until you spend yourself into a World Series championship, because I believe that you can do it without having to do that. The Red Sox did that in 2004. They used the Moneyball model, and they got players like Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon actually came from the A's back in 2003. So, they signed him to a pretty economic deal, for a few years, ultimately paying off. It paid almost instant dividends for the Red Sox, because Johnny Damon was one of those players that helped take the Red Sox to the ALCS in 2003 against the Yankees, only to have Aaron fucking Boone, hit that walk-off home run against Tim Wakefield, or the late great Tim Wakefield. But which is why, Bucky fucking Dent and Aaron fucking Boone are the only two players in Major League history that have the word fucking as their middle name. Right. Well, that's all really, dependent, on, like, Rangers fans would be like Nelson fucking Cruz,
Fair. Extremely fair.
Very,
very, very fair.
But more attuned with the popularity there. It's when you hear the name Bucky Dent, automatically, it doesn't matter where you are, in the baseball universe, you're like, oh, Aaron, Bucky fucking Dent, and then people talk about Aaron Boone. They're like, oh, the player or the manager? Like, oh, the player. Oh, that's Aaron fucking Boone right there. To be honest, Aaron Boone as a manager, I'm not impressed. And I'm not saying that as a Red Sox fan and somebody who just has a complete disdain for anything and any and all things New York sports related, but I'm not impressed with Aaron Boone. Not impressed with his managerial style. There are those moments where he stands up for his players and he gets ejected, and fine, great, awesome. But
the rest of it.
Yeah, but the rest of it. And Maria, I am sorry. I'm just now looking over and I see in the chat that you're talking, or that you're asking questions. Yes, it's the now I have a machine gun, or now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. It's from Die Hard. So yeah. But yeah, foreshadowing. Yes. But the winter meetings having already been concluded and everything like that. We're still going to continue to see hot stove moves. All the way up through spring training. When teams start breaking camp, you're going to still see trades being made. You're going to still see free agents being signed. Don't be too terribly surprised if we see an independent free agent camp being set up in both Florida and Arizona. Just simply due to the fact that free agents, they still want to get their reps in, they still want to stretch, they still want to, do full speed baseball activities. That way they're not behind the power curve.
Mhm.
But they're not going to be out there, with a team. I mean, they're going to be out there working, basically together, kind of a
Right.
situation. We saw that last year a little bit. We saw that mostly the year before last, and I agreed with it. I liked it. I thought it was an amazing idea, especially with the CBA agreement being kind of in question a couple of years ago. They had an abbreviated spring training. You remember that a couple of years ago?
I do.
Yeah. So, I mean, as opposed to a month, it was like 2 weeks. So, I mean, they were just like boom, 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 boom. But it's gonna be interesting to see where Colin Montgomery lands. It's gonna be interesting to see where Yamato lands. Martin Perez, he's a veteran left-handed pitcher. He pitched for the Red Sox for a couple of years. He and the Pirates reached a deal. And there's a I mean, there's just a ton of news going around. Something of note: Gary Sheffield. This is his final year on the ballot for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I say he needs to get in. In an era of, I mean, he played during the steroid era, but I think he was one of the players that was clean, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, yeah, his numbers aren't going to reflect that. I mean, they're not going to reflect greatness, when you compare it to the guys that were juicing. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, all right, well, you kind of put it in perspective. Like, he was playing clean. He never showed up on a test. He never showed up hot on a test. His name never populated on a list anywhere.
Right.
He was one of these guys that went in there and grinded day in and day out. I really think that, I mean, he's part of that throwback era, where you get guys like Bo Jackson that were in there. I mean, their uniforms never fit quite right because their arms were just so massive and their thighs were as big as our heads.
Yeah.
So it's.
But that's what you got to remember is that he was going up against these guys and still pulling, above average numbers. Like, he was
the
doing
fact
very well.
Yeah, I mean, he still batted. I want to say that his career average. Let me look it up here real quick. Let me see here. Career. Let me see here. He's 55 years old now.
Oh, he's still young.
Oh yeah, he's got.
Never thought I would get to the age where 55 would be still young. I just heard that.
Yeah. I mean, he finished his career with 2,576 games played.
Yeah.
He amassed 9,217 at bats. He scored 1,636 runs. He was part of that 2,000 hit club. He had 2,689 hits over his career. He batted in 1,676 runs. So I mean, he only walked. He walked 1,475 times during the course of his career.
Out of what was it, 9,000 at bats?
Out of 9,200 at bats.
Yeah, that's incredible.
He struck out 1,171 times, hit 509 home runs, and he stole 253 bases over the course of his career.
Damn.
Those are Hall of Fame numbers.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. So, and it's
Yeah, that's the thing is like if they stand by themselves,
uh-huh.
and that's how I think the ballot casters should look at them. You look at the numbers by themselves. Do not stack them up against the rest of the players in that era just because you got the juicy numbers. That's going to skew it
Right.
wrong.
I mean, he was a career 292 batter.
Yeah.
Just under 300. I mean, just under that magical Mendoza line, right?
Right.
He had an on-base percentage of 393, a 514 slugging percentage. And it was just it's weird. So I mean, they've got this stat out there. It's called WAR, right? It's wins above replacement. So it's a single number that represents the number of wins that the player added to the team above what a replacement player, think like a double A or a or a quadruple A player would add. A scale for a single season would be 8+ would be MVP quality, 5+ would be all-star, 2+ is a starter. So it's, I mean, career, he had a WAR rating of 60.5.
Oh, man.
So he brought 60 and a half runs over the course of his career to the teams that he played for.
Right.
Versus replacement players. So, I mean, that's an amazing number. And statisticians are they're funny people. I mean, they've got to put a quantification to everything.
Right. That's such a weird way of looking at the world.
It is, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay. And
what does that really mean?
Right. Like, how can I bring meaning to this number?
Like the number is impressive, yes, but what does it mean?
Especially around Christmas time, a statistician's calculator, I hear there's legend grows 3 times in size. So
see what you did there. Who?
Right. So, but yeah, all right. So now we are on to the NFL picks for last week. I just want to go out on record as saying that we will never, ever, 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 ever pick the Chargers again.
Ever.
Because the Raiders, who failed to score a touchdown and lost 3-0 to the Vikings the week before, went out and put up a franchise best 63-21 victory over the Chargers. I'm sitting there trying to watch highlights from this game from Thursday night last week, and I'm just sitting there going, oh my God, did we ever get that one wrong? Twitter was going nuts. People were just like, people on Twitter were going, who the hell are these guys?
Where have they been this whole fucking
the core form, the starting lineup for the Raiders, and just decide to suit up? Like, is Tom Brady in there or something? Like, what is going on?
I think the Cowboys and the Raiders switched jerseys this week.
That would have to be it.
I think that's what happened.
That would have to be it, because you think about, I mean, dude, that's a 40-point differential.
They did more in this game than they've done in the entire year so far.
Yeah, they scored more points on Thursday night than I think they have all year. And I know that that's probably incorrect, but
maybe hyperbole, but not by much.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too much of a stretch to say, you know what, you guys have a point there, but nonetheless, we started the week off with an L. And okay, so with this next game, I was leaning Vikings, and I'm glad you guys talked me out of it, because the Bengals squeaked out a 3-point victory over the Vikings. So good job on that pick, guys. We picked the Colts over the Steelers. We won that game. The Lions over the Donkeys. That one was a very decidedly lopsided game, 42-17.
Mm-hmm.
Because you kind of sit there and go, the Lions have got to figure it out, right? Because they were winning games all year long.
I mean, right?
They're 10-4 now. The Lions are 10-4. They are leading their division.
Cannot. It doesn't even sound right coming out of the mouth to say that. Lions at 4. Like it doesn't compute.
Yeah, and I mean, over the last 3 presidential administrations combined, nobody has still witnessed a Lions playoff victory. So let's just kind of wait to throw the confetti until after week 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Next, we had the Falcons over the Panthers. That game was, dude. I saw a TikTok, and there was a person. He was in the nosebleed seats, and he was talking, and he was showing the stands from Bank of America Field. Right.
Yes.
10 minutes before game time.
There
is and when I say the word smattering, I mean like literally it's one of those situations where
it looked like the game was already over.
Yeah.
You know how you always have those few holdovers that are kind of, taking pictures and stuff.
The only thing that I can equate it to is the year that, and my son Chauncey, he went to this game with me to the Armed Forces Bowl that the year that the Army beat University of Houston 70-14, right?
Yeah.
At halftime, 3/4 of the Houston fans left.
Stadium was empty.
The only people basically that were there for Houston were the boosters and the band. I think the team even checked out, right?
All the water boys and all this uniform staff had already left.
They talked to Coach Monken across the way, and they were like, "Hey, you guys brought your backups. Just have them suit up in our shit, and just we're gonna go ahead and hit the road." Dude, Coach it was bad, man. But
Coach was on speakerphone on the way home already.
Right? Y'all, I am sorry, man. I am sorry.
I just throw whatever out of
the last time we bring the gecko in for a game plan. He started rambling on about an app, and it's like
saving 15%. I don't know.
And then the ginger, who obviously played center, was like, like to me, that is the most that's the most awesome part of that commercial, where it just sounds like a blood-curdling Viking cry. It almost had that electronic feel, like you remember the movie Weird Science?
Oh yeah.
Where the guy, he had the sawed-off shotgun. He was like, and he slams it shut. It sounded like that. That's immediately what I thought of. I was like, oh, he's the techno ravager. I'm like, all right, I got you.
Exactly.
What you're putting down. Yeah, exactly. But moving on, we had.
Oh, you missed the best part of that.
What's that?
The ticket prices.
Oh, for the Panthers game?
For the Panthers game, ticket prices.
Oh, please do tell. Oh, you know what? Here, let me do this.
Unconfirmed. I want to say that I have not independently confirmed this, but I have seen 3 different videos of people talking about tickets being 45 cents. And you still had an empty stadium.
Really?
Again, I have not independently confirmed that.
I'm on Ticketmaster's website, right? And the link where it's got the Carolina Panthers link, it says touchdowns are more fun live.
They absolutely are. And someday Carolina might actually score one.
Right. Okay. So what we're looking at here, let me see. All right, let's just say Christmas Eve. Find tickets. Low end is $39. And some of the nosebleeds, they still have them listed as $115.
Good Lord.
The nosebleeds? Are you kidding me? And you got $490, $250, $250 for sideline seats on the visitor side. $225 on the home side. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. This is and this is
$39.
Okay, so this is from media8.com.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, Panthers fans weren't eager to fill the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. In fact, demand was so low that some ticket prices plummeted to just 45 cents days before the game. With such absurd deals available, one might assume a significant number of fans would indulge solely because of the low cost. That
I think
was,
going just for that.
I mean, even if they suck, you're still at an NFL game, dude. Like, it's hard to argue a 45-cent.
And you know, the whole time,
Even if it's
Christian
no-
McCaffrey sitting over there in San Francisco going, ooh, thank you for that trade. Good night. Oh,
Missed that there.
I'm like, God. But
Let's see.
so we had the Browns picked to beat the Bears. That happened 20-17. And the team that we will not talk about, we had picked to beat the Bucks. And the Bucks showed up, showed out, and proved us wrong. Baker Mayfield.
Of course they did.
Let me make something unequivocally clear. We are sorry for doubting you. And we have learned our lesson. We have been humbled.
Have we? Because how many times have we said that this year?
Hey, look, man.
And then turn around and immediately make the same.
Until we start looking at the picks for next week, we're humble. Okay.
Our humbleness lasts about 5 minutes.
It's like, you remember back on active duty, right? You get all these guys talking about, like, oh, I'm going to quit smoking, blah, 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 right? And then you get those wise ass smokers like me. They were like, yeah, I quit every time I put one out.
It's because they run out while they're in the field and they're like, okay, this is the opportunity. I'm taking this opportunity to quit. And as soon as they get to Garrison, the first thing they do is go to shop at.
Well, see, to me, right. So running out in the field is just a no-go because that's piss poor planning, right? You didn't properly PCI yourself. That's
exactly.
I'm kind of putting that out there. I had a section leader. We could go out for a week, and he was still taking a carton of cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. We went for 3 days, and my squad leader was taking a carton and at least 2 extra, like full loads of fuel for his Zippo.
Oh,
along with padding the cotton, whatever, and flints and everything. Like,
well, yeah. Okay, so Staff Tornado never took a Zippo because he was like, I don't want to spend that kind of money.
He was proud of that Zippo.
Let me kind of. All right, Sarnader drove a Ford Crown Vic, right? Like an early 80s model Crown Vic.
Oh, that's kind of badass, actually.
It is. It was a badass car, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a big body, right?
Thing's a fucking boat. Are you kidding
me? Dude, he took care of it like nobody's business. I don't know what it is with dudes from Ohio and their Fords. Like all 4 guys that I know. Well, 3 out of the 4 guys that I know from Ohio drive Fords.
That's a sacred thing, man.
Right? And it's like one of my former roommates in the barracks. I mean, he was all about his Ford Thunderbird, dude. He was like
Ford Kuga Thunderbird.
He hated Dale Earnhardt. He loved him some Mark Martin.
Yeah.
And dude, he caught shit for it every week. Like, how's that not winning a championship working out for you?
I was a Mark Martin fan.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Mark Martin plenty. I do know that when Mark Martin started to drive Chevys toward the end of his career, that my buddy no longer rooted for Mark Martin. That's how deep it ran.
That's pretty hardcore.
I mean, for the longest time, like I could not stand Kyle Busch back in the day. I mean, it was to the point where I didn't eat M&Ms.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm a Reese's guy anyways.
Well, because M&M's used to sponsor Kyle Busch, right?
Right. Reese's Pieces are better anyway.
I mean, in the heyday, right? Back when Dale Earnhardt Incorporated was a thing, DEI, and Dale Jr. drove the number 8 Budweiser car. That's all I would drink is Budweiser. Screw any other beer. I don't care how good it was. That's all I was drinking. Right? There was, I mean, race day, raise hell, praise Dale. I mean, that's all it was, man. And, and
Bring a tear to your eye.
yeah, exactly. And we didn't drink Pepsi because they sponsored Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
And
God, I hated him.
once Junior went to Hendrick Motorsports and started driving for Hendrick, and this is going to sound so weird coming out, but it was like I was able to come out of the closet as far as being a Jeff Gordon fan. It made it a little bit easier to root for Jeff Gordon, knowing that he was teammates with Dale Jr.
Okay, he's not that bad. Like, what? He's still the same guy.
Yeah, but then you
but
start
it's
hearing
not-
the stories about how him and Dale Sr. were just best friends. I mean, they weren't best friends, but they were really good friends off track. I mean, and they entered into a lot of businesses together.
Yeah. Well, you've heard
So-
Jeff Foxworthy say why everybody hated Jeff Gordon.
Oh yeah. It's because he's gay.
Because he got enunciated.
Right, yeah, because he enunciated. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's
when NASCAR started going to shit. NASCAR started going to shit when you could understand the drivers.
NASCAR started going to shit whenever people like Joey Logano from Connecticut came in and started racing.
That's what I mean.
Oh yeah,
That's
like,
exactly
this
what I mean.
kid's- I
It's
mean,
almost-
literally, Joey Logano's nickname used to be Sliced Bread, right? Because apparently he was the best thing since, right?
Yeah.
And the weekend that he was still running in the Xfinity series, and that was the weekend that I got garage passes to go down there, right? And he was like a couple of garage stalls down from us, and he's pulling out in his GameStop car and everything like that, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, there, whatever, shut up, And I mean, Juan Pablo Montoya literally was in the next garage stall.
Yeah.
The one down from that was Kyle Busch. I got to talk to Jamie McMurray in the garage.
Nice.
I mean, it was just a cool experience, but still, yeah. I don't know how we got on that subject, but
I was gonna say we're doing football picks, are we?
yeah, we are. And then we had the we had the Dolphins over the Jets, and the Jets didn't even bother showing up. They lost 30-0.
I can't even. What can you say to that?
I mean, it's like the Dolphins went out there and said, "There's nobody on the other side, so can we like run a scrimmage? Can we play 7-on-7?"
I think they were literally trying new plays on the field over there. They're talking defense strategy and everything. Like they were shaping their play.
Like they took off their pads and they put their jerseys back on. They were inviting fans in from the field to play flag football. They turned it into a charity event.
They had all the publicists out there. It was
Yeah. Then we had the Saints over the Giants. That one happened. That one worked out for us 24-6. This game, this next one, the Titans are hosting the Texans. That game was a good game. The Texans were down 13-0 at one point, and they came storming back. Right. Of course, the Titans, being the classy organization that they are, decided that they were going to wear the Oiler colors for this weekend. It had the field painted. They got the stadium's all dressed up. These dudes are wearing the Oiler colors, right?
I remember that.
Yeah. I'm sitting there going, I'm like, this game is tied. I'm like, okay. And CJ Stroud, he's out because he's in concussion protocol.
Mm.
So they got Casey Keenum coming in as their backup to start. He throws a couple of picks, where he throws a pick. And then you got Will Levi, the quarterback, the rookie quarterback for Tennessee. He like he got in a little bit over his head. But yeah, I mean, it took overtime. And it damn near the end of overtime before this one got settled. I believe it was like 9 seconds left or something like that. Houston actually ran in for a touchdown, but it was called back for holding. So they ran a couple more plays, got within field goal range, and then here comes Fairbarn, their kicker. He comes in and puts it through the uprights, and
That was it.
Houston walks out of there. Houston actually now is 8-6 on the year, so they're guaranteed at the very least a 500 season.
That's crazy to me,
Yeah,
especially about how they started.
Yeah, last year they were
was it?
the number one pick, but now they've got a winning season.
I believe it was one of the Raiders players. I was watching the highlight reel, and one of them jacked their leg up. I believe it was Raiders. Was it Raiders?
No, it was a Jaguar.
Jaguars. That's what.
Yeah. He hyperextended his knee in a way that, dude, I felt that. I felt that through the TV.
You saw that first Arrival movie with
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, the first one.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. It was ugly.
Like I'm sitting there going, I'm watching him and he got tripped up, and it was like they didn't hit his leg. He just planted it wrong.
Yeah,
like
because he grabbed his other leg when he came down on, because the guy tripped him, and when he came down on that other leg, it just went.
Yeah, I was just like, oh.
It
was one of the Saturday games this weekend, and I'm laying in bed all day Saturday because I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but like I feel like absolute dog shit. But is what it is. And I'm sitting there trying to watch some of these games, and I'm like, oh boy, dude. So, let me see here. Then we had the Chiefs over the Patriots. That one was 27-17 Chiefs. Chiefs are now 9-5. They're gonna have to sneak in on a wild card because they're not. I mean, I just. Well, no, they're gonna win their division, I think, but it's not gonna be easy for them. It's not gonna be easy for them. Then we had the Niners over the Cards. That one looked like it was going to be close for a little bit, and then not Carolina. see what I did there. The Cardinals, like they just tapped out, and they were like, "Hey, we got some Pokemon Scarlet Shield to go play, and we're gonna go hhang out, and we're gonna go play Lego Fortnite in the locker room. You guys just have the fourth quarter, kind of a deal." So 45-29 was this final on that one. And then we had the Redskins or the Commanders over the Rams. The Rams ended up coming out on top on that one, 28-20. I really don't want to talk about this next game.
Probably don't blame you.
All right. All I'm going to say is that the Cowboys probably needed this punch in the mouth. You're going to sit there and you're going to hold the Philadelphia Eagles from scoring a single touchdown all game. High energy, right? You're going to take over the lead in your division, and then you're going to go up to Orchard Park. You're going to absolutely shit the bed.
The Cowboys needed it, or the Cowboys fan? And I'm asking this as a Cowboys fan.
Both. And actually, you know what? No, not the Cowboys fan. I think the team itself, because as the fans, we're accustomed to late season dramatics and disappointment, right?
That's fair.
It's
how many times did I say that on this show? It is December.
It is December. Yeah, exactly. So we're moving on. And then we had the Jags beat the Ravens, and the Ravens, man, I'll tell you what, Ravens, they were the first team in the AFC to clinch a playoff berth. They're now 11-3 with a 23-7 victory. Trevor Lawrence entered the concussion protocol after that game yesterday. And right now, as it stands, it is 10-0 Philadelphia. Philadelphia now has resumed the NFC East lead. And more than likely, they will cement that with a win tonight if the score holds up. Seattle just scored on a field goal, so it's 10-3 now.
God, I can't even believe they're going to make me. They're making me. They're forcing me to root for Seattle. Come on.
I know. But we're moving into week 16 already. So we've got the Saints at the Rams. I kind of want to go with the Saints on this one.
Just because we refuse to.
Yeah, it's just because
Oh,
I
no,
refuse
it's the
to pick the
Chargers.
Rams.
Well,
Yeah.
the Rams haven't been kind to us either, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I just rather not. Then we've got the Bengals at the Steelers. I'm kind of wanting to take the Bengals on that one.
Yeah, I agree. Steelers have let us down too many times.
Yeah. Moving on, we have got the Bills at the Chargers. Taking the Bills on that one.
Bills. We're not doing the show. Oh, but it's the Bills. God, we're gonna get screwed on that one, no matter what.
No, I think Buffalo's gonna. They're not gonna win out because they can't control. Well, they're gonna have to win out. Their easiest. They're going to have to rely on Miami dropping a game between now and the end of the season in order for Buffalo to win their division.
I would count on it.
Yeah. But we're going to take the Bills over the Chargers on that one. We've got the Colts at the Falcons. We're going to say take the Colts on this one.
Yes.
And let me see here. We've got the Green Bay Cheese Graters at the Carolina Panthers.
Damn it.
This is our obligatory one nice thing to say about the Packers because we're going to take them over the Panthers.
Yes, the cheese curds will do it.
Yeah, the cheese curds will do it. Browns at the Texans. This is going to be a Christmas Eve game. I tried so hard to get tickets for this game.
You know what? I'm going Houston.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with it.
I'm going Houston. I've been shitting on them all year. I'm going to give them credit.
Yeah, because it's the Browns are 9-5. The Texans are 8-6. And I'll look at the divisional standings here in just a minute. Next, we've got the Lions at the Vikings. I'm going to take the Lions on this one.
Agree. Although that should be an interesting game.
It should be. Yeah, I mean, the Vikings are 7-7. The Lions, again, somehow are at 10-4.
I can't.
I mean, are the Lions the new Cowboys where they just blow everybody away and then they get into the playoffs and go,
shit the bed?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's about time that somebody else does it for a change.
Right?
Let somebody else carry that stigma for a while.
Exactly.
It have to be us.
All right. So we've got the Commanders at the Jets. Not really feeling this one, but we're going to take the Redskins over the Jets.
Yeah, I think so.
Because the Jets are just being the Jets. The Jets, I think, at this point have given up. They've even said that even if Aaron Rodgers is medically cleared to play, he will not play at all this season.
No, of course not.
Yeah. You know, and I mean, okay, and they've got to do something about the field up there in at MetLife Stadium because a Dolphins player went down. I think it was one of their tight ends went down yesterday with an Achilles injury.
Gee, that sounds familiar.
That's the third Achilles injury on that field alone this year.
Yes, just this season. That doesn't even count any other time. That's just this season.
I mean, as soon as that guy said that he hurt his, it was his Achilles. I mean, they had a mic up, or they had the microphone pointed at him, right? You know, those big directional mics.
Yes, I did see that.
And they were like,
no, it was like, he goes,
like that. And then what did the camera do? The camera looked right over at Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
So, moving on, we've got the Seahawks at the Titans. Taking the Seahawks.
Yeah.
We got the Jaguars at the Buccaneers. Not feeling all that confident about Trevor Lawrence making a return. for next week's game. Plus they had that really bad hyperextension injury to one of their players this weekend. I'm kind of wanting to go with the Bucks.
I think so.
Next,
I think if they were healthy, it would have gone the other way. But yeah.
yeah. We've got Arizona at Chicago.
Good Lord. You got a quarter? Literally just flip a coin.
We'll go alphabetical order on this one. Bears over the Cards.
Yep.
All right, this is going to be an interesting game. Both teams are 10-4, and we've got the Cowboys visiting Miami.
You know,
we know what the emotional pick is.
We know the emotional pick, but I'm also going to call this a logical pick because we've seen this before from the Cowboys whenever they are
they just absolutely just
either blown out or disappointed, and the next team they
went on that 5-game run after they lost to San Francisco.
Yep.
And basically they became the number one offense in the NFL, putting up 30 plus points a game.
Yes.
You know what?
I see it happening again. That's not an emotional pick. That is a logical pick.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. All right, so we've got the Patriots at the Donkeys. I don't want to do it. I don't either. You know what? Just because we're going to go with the Pats.
That's how bad we hate the Broncos.
Raiders at the Chiefs. Gee, I wonder which way we're going to go. Because are the 63-point Raiders going to show up? Probably not.
No, I think they blew their load.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. The Giants are visiting Philadelphia. I'm going to take the L on this one.
I'm so tired of having to pick the fucking Eagles. I'm so tired of having to say that they're going to win.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, the Giants may show up and just absolutely dominate.
Dude.
You know how great that would be?
Yes.
Because then we would have a great tiebreaker against the Eagles.
Yes.
Because we took both games, the Cowboys took both games against the Giants.
You are right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is not the emotional pick. That is the strategic pick of the week.
That's the whole
in the Monday night game. It's a single billing. It's a one holer, just like most gas station bathrooms. We've got the Ravens at the 49ers. I'm kind of thinking the Niners.
Yeah. Yeah, the Ravens are not the team they used to be.
No, they're not. But I would love to see the Ravens just go into San Francisco and be like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So to recap, we've got the Saints over the Rams, Bengals over the Steelers, Bills beating up on the other team from Los Angeles. We've got the Colts over the Falcons, Packers over the Panthers. We got Houston over the Browns, Lions over the Vikings, Redskins over the Jets, Seahawks over the Titans, Bucks over the Jags. The alphabetical pick of the week is Bears over the Cards, Cowboys over the Dolphins, Pats over the Donkeys, Chiefs over Raiders, Giants beating the Eagles in an upset, and the Niners over the Ravens. I'm going to send those picks over to David real quick, and we're going to do that. All right. You know what, man? We've only been at this for less than an hour, so I think we're making pretty good time.
Dude, we're blazing through this. This is very uncharacteristic of us.
Yeah. Of course, we haven't gotten to the special portion of the evening yet.
That's true.
So, All right. Let me get. Come on, Colin. Let's go.
See, that's what's keeping us on, is we know Colin's going to be here.
Yeah.
If Colin wasn't here, we would have already spent probably the last 45 of the last 53 minutes goofing off. Essentially.
Probably.
Let's call it what it is.
I'm trying to be the responsible host / producer for the week and try to keep things moving along at a brisk pace. No, and well, actually, you know what? You'll learn extra bonus points this week, Chris, if you understand the reference I'm about to make. But we like to keep things in this show going at a medium pace.
At a median pace?
Medium pace.
Oh, medium pace.
Okay. All right. So when you get the chance, look up At a Medium Pace by Adam Sandler and listen to it.
Oh my God, I haven't heard that song in years. I forgot about that. I can't even say it, but I immediately the first line jumped out at me.
I want you to take that shampoo bottle and stick it in my ass and pull it in and out at a medium pace. Oh my God. Right. Colin has read the link.
Slow, but I got there.
Right. Yeah.
Explains like the majority of my love life. Slow, but I got there.
Yeah. Well, you know that it works at least because you've got 2 kids. So,
I had 3.
3. That's right. Whereas my pullout game, weak as fuck, dude.
Trash.
Absolute trash. Absolute trash. And there he is, everybody. Hold on. What is
there
up,
he is.
Hello.
Hello. Colin has been out of school for a few days now. He's on Christmas break. Talked to him earlier today. He was doing what any red-blooded American boy should be doing on his time off from school, and that's watching The Office.
Nice.
You ready to go, bud?
Yeah.
We're moving along at a medium pace here to this week because David's not here. He's at work. So, your old man's running the show. With that being said, rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Ronin, bent on wrongdoing that which has been set right. Here for your ears and eyes to feast upon, it is my genetic code. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, it is time for Joke Time with Colin. Okay.
Hit me. I am prepared.
Right? I have not pre-screened any of these jokes this week. I'm going to be just as surprised as everybody else.
Awesome. It should be. Give it to us raw and wriggling.
Okay, so you're gonna have to pardon my language on this joke.
Oh God.
So Mickey Mouse gets a call from his lawyer, and his lawyer says, "You can't divorce Minnie because she's crazy."
Oh,
Mickey says,
yeah.
I didn't call her crazy. I called her fucking goofy.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard the longer version of it, but yeah, I've told the longer version of it.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
I thought that one was going to do a lot better.
Think about it from my point of view, dude. I'm sitting here hearing my kid drop the F-bomb.
It changes you. The first time
it does. It changes you.
It changes you.
Okay.
Yeah, it changes you. All right. What you got? What else you got?
Actually, let me see what else I got.
Dude. Yes.
Trying to get him is like he's like an elf on the shelf. You're trying to get it to sit just right. There we go.
Right. A little bit of duct tape or something.
There, that's better. That's better. That's better. Or should I just do it like this, where he's just kind of oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Now don't
All right. What else you got, Colin?
You can say wherever you want about deaf people.
I mean, that's true.
That was one of those jokes that it can be only told by the way that Colin can tell it. Because you're waiting for that punchline, and you have that moment of clarity where you go,
shit.
oh,
That was
the water light bulb above your head slowly starts to build. You're like, oh, I see what he
Here,
did.
pop on
Yeah, I see what he did.
the old buzzy ones.
Right. You got any more for this week?
No.
No. Okay.
So I thought the Mickey one was gonna land a lot better. So.
Well, you gotta tell like the preface to the joke, right? Like, did you hear Minnie and Minnie are getting a divorce, or Minnie and Mickey are getting divorced? Like, no, I didn't know that. Like, yeah, I mean, they were in court, and his lawyer was cross-examining him on the stand, and is it true, Mr. Mouse, that you're filing for divorce based on the grounds of mental insanity? And he goes, no, I didn't say she was crazy. I just said she's fucking goofy. That's the way to tell it.
Because I've played Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and that game's really fun to me. So I understand some things.
All right. So you ready for your outro?
Yeah.
All right. So don't go anywhere yet. Gone without regard for your moral well-being. You have been witness to yet another traumatic episode of my genetic code assaulting your soul without consent. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin. Okay. All right. So we teased it a little bit here in the last couple of weeks. But this week, we're starting a new tradition with the Angry Me family. And it is where I'm going to do a yearly reading of A Die Hard Christmas. So with that being said, I need to set the mood here for just a second. Hold on. Check it out, Chris. Here we go.
Yes.
Did you get
Better
quite?
be right now, too.
Did you get that like recently, or
I did.
You better be
just for this?
In true preparation, I was like, you can't talk about Detective McClane without a wife beater on.
Okay,
Right.
hold on.
And you definitely can't do it without the checklist, right?
Yes. Oh God, he's got it.
Right. So with that being said,
And you're barefoot.
and I'm barefoot.
That's what I'm talking about.
I almost wrapped my feet up with gauze bandages and just like threw red food coloring all over them, but I didn't want to track it all over the house.
That's fair. That's gonna get in the carpet.
Yeah, carpet, and then once it gets in the grout, it's there.
Oh, that's even worse.
Okay. Hey, check it out. Belle is in the house. What is up?
You gotta fix John.
Huh?
You gotta.
I gotta fix John. Yeah, I do. I gotta fix John. There we go.
There we go. Perfect. I'm so excited.
A Die Hard Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and up in the tower, everyone was partying except for one wallflower. John McClane missed his wife. Things just weren't the same since Holly had moved west and changed her last name. He tried to win her back, but still she said no, while unbeknownst to him or to them, there was trouble below. A truck had pulled up, and who should disembark but 14 men whose intentions were dark. They spoke not a word and unloaded big crates. They cut the phone lines and locked all the gates. Carl swept the floor or ground floor, shooting every guard dead, while visions of bearer bonds danced in his head. John took off his shoes, making fists with his toes. And I'm actually doing that right now. It actually worked. Well, what do you know? When out in the lobby, there arose such a clatter, he sprang to the door to see what was the matter. When what to his wondering eyes should appear, holy crap, there are terrorists here.
Yes. Oh my God.
John hid under the table where no one could see and watched Hans question Mr. Takagi. I'm going to count to 3. There will not be a 4. Give me the codes to open the vault door. I don't know the codes, so go ahead and shoot. Okay, said Hans Gruber, and ruined Takagi's suit.
Yes.
John tried to call the cops by pulling an alarm, but instead called the bad guys who tried to cause him harm. But John killed Tony, who had very small feet, and sent him to the terrorists as a Yuletide treat. He put a Santa hat on the German, and eyes all aglow, wrote, "Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho."
Yes.
Carl was furious. Tony was his brother. He chased John across the roof, and they shot at each other. John was able to escape through the ventilation shaft. Come out to the coast, he sighed. We'll have a few laughs.
Yes.
At Nakatomi Tower, Sergeant Powell appeared. He checked the whole lobby and saw nothing weird. He was pulling away, but didn't get too far before Marco landed on the hood of his car. Powell drove away backwards, screaming in fright. Welcome to the party, pal, John yelled with delight. More police arrived, the FBI and a SWAT team, but Hans didn't mind. It was all part of his scheme. More rapid than eagles, his henchmen they came, and they radioed and shouted, and they called them by name. Now Eddie, now James, now Franco, now Yuli. On Fritz and on Carl, hair long and unruly. They shot the SWAT tank with a surface-to-air missile and knocked it away like the down of a thistle. Now John McClane was angry indeed. He blew up 2 terrorists and called them jerkweed. Ellis told Hans, Bubby, I'm your white knight. Hans shot him dead, giving the hostages a fright. Hans went to go check on the explosive fuses and saw that poor John wasn't wearing any shoes. John fled from Carl and Hans, but alas, he had to run barefoot over sharp, broken glass. His feet, how they hurt. His soles, oh, so bloody. John crawled to the bathroom and called his good buddy. John was weary, ready to throw in the towel until he got a pep talk from Sergeant Al Powell. Powell was chubby and plump, a right jolly old cop, and he trusted the cowboy in the tattered tank top. But a reporter was probing into McCain's life and revealed that Holly was actually John's wife. Hans quickly flipped over the gold picture frame. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. McClane. His clothes all tarnished with ashes and soot, John staggered to the roof, bloody and barefoot. The explosives were wired to the rooftop with care in hopes that the hostages would soon be there. John warned everyone the roof would soon blow as the chopper strafed him with high-powered ammo. Around his waist, he tied a fire hose tight and, screaming an oath, jumped into the night. He dangled in the air and gritted his teeth while flames encircled the tower like a wreath. Fiercely fighting his way back inside, John yelled out, "Hans!" He was done trying to hide. He limped into the vault like an old man on crutches, only to find Holly in his filthy clutches. John dropped his gun, put his hands on his head. It seemed that he and Holly would soon be dead. But with a secret gun taped to his back, John shot Hans in a surprise attack. Hans fell out the window, still holding Holly's arm, and slowly, deliberately raised his firearm. The tenacious villain held on by his nails till John unhooked Holly's watch and said, "Happy trails." Bear bonds fluttered like fresh fallen snow as Holly embraced her blood-splattered bow. So Merry Christmas to all, be kind to one another, and most of all, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's amazing.
That is going to become a new Christmas tradition for our show.
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
hope that you enjoyed listening to my rendition of it as much as I did enjoy reading it. That sounded so Ozzy and Harriet. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it.
That was fantastic.
But yeah, there is that.
We
Apparently, I have new pajama pants.
Oh, bro.
But there's no gumdrop buttons.
No.
They are soft. They're so soft. Really? That's right. That's right. I shall put them on when I'm off camera.
Yeah, we do enough to be
You know, I just got done reading. It's cold in here, so yeah, my nipples are hard.
It's Die Hard. He's allowed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and we have to. I mean, we're almost federally regulated, mandated. And look at my boy. Look at Colin's t-shirt. Show him everybody. Show everybody your t-shirt.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nakatomi Christmas Party Survivor. Oh yeah.
I'm out of uniform, but that'll be rectified next year.
What? I'll look at it when I get done. I'm almost done. It's like it's like trying to take a shit with kids in the house. Or dogs, like pets, right? You know, they all sit at the
Like
door.
the really needy. Yeah, you start seeing
You
the
know, they
paw.
all sit at the door. The cat, you see the paw come up underneath the door. And
Yes. Dogs, you'd see the tongue coming under. Yeah.
like, oh boy. I am going to find an on-air light. On the air. I'm going to put it right above the door.
Absolutely.
Like when that light's on, don't come. Don't come. Don't go near the door. Don't knock on the door. Don't
Don't even look at the door.
even look at the door.
Door does not exist in this realm.
Unless you are willing to sit down here right beside me, put on a pair of headphones.
Yes,
And
if you
it's
go
great.
in the studio, you're on the show.
Yeah, I mean this is for lack of a better term, this is the kill zone, right?
Yeah.
You are in the impact area.
Yes, you are in the kill box.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if you're not down to clown, don't bring that in here, man. I mean, really, it's just all there is to it.
Don't put the evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Like, just...
Yeah. Don't bring that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you dare put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yep.
So next week, as far as programming is concerned,
Monday for sure.
Monday we are not filming for sure because that is Christmas Day.
Are
I'm
you
thinking-
even available Tuesday? You have school or no? I imagine
No,
you have that week
no,
off.
no. I've finished the semester, got all my final grades. I passed all my classes.
You even passed?
Yeah, chemistry and quantitative
Damn.
reasoning, dude.
You're
I am like, hell yeah, dude. I'm
like some fucking smart guy now. I don't even,
you know,
I don't even know how to talk to you now.
I got physics coming up in the spring.
That's
And here's the thing. I'm looking forward to it because I've got this whole idea of a mantra here where I'm just like, okay, I've got to be like positive, you know, like The Power of Positive Imaging. You know, it's a book written by Norman Peale. You know, and
power positivity.
yeah, you know, if I imagine good things, if I go into it with a positive attitude, you know, I'm going to get good things out of this class, you know, and I'm like, okay, so I'm just kind of going into it like that. And then, you know, I still laugh because when I was getting enrolled for the spring, the career counselor was like, well, you have a speech class. And I'm like, I know how to speak. And then she's like, no, you have to give speeches. And I was like, oh, okay. She goes, it's more like a public speaking kind of a deal where you record your speech, you know, you have to make videos and you have to upload them to the Dropbox and blah, blah, blah. Right. And she goes, are you comfortable with speaking in front of crowds? And I'm like,
No,
I was like,
can't do it.
well, it depends. And she goes, what do you mean? I was like, and I was in the army. So, you know, had to speak to people there.
Right. So automatically there's,
And she goes, oh, okay. And I said, I've got a podcast. And she goes, oh, you're going to be great at this class. And I was like,
talk on video. No, I don't know how to do it.
no.
It doesn't sound like something I would enjoy doing at all.
I mean, it's not like we're speaking to the masses. We don't, you know, we've got people just lining up in queue to wait to get into our live screen, you know, live streams.
Right.
But, you know, still
On our digital doors.
Yeah, they're not beating down our digital drawers.
Our
Digital
drawers. I hope they're not beating down my digital drawers. That's a different website.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, for a fee, you know.
You remember that movie Airplane?
I do.
You know, I took a hell of a day to take down my OnlyFriends page.
You know, for the right fee, I could maybe sell some fans. Yep.
Yeah. You know, that reminds me, I don't know why I'm thinking of this. Like, okay, so Christian Haydenson, he was in a movie called About a House.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really good movie back in the day. I think it was just after he did episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's a line in there where he's talking to this other guy in the neighborhood, and that's just kind of being like a Karen, or he was being a Chad kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
And so he looks at this dude and just goes, I mean, we're only talking about 6 inches, right? The dude got real quiet and walked away. And I was like, nice. I see what he did there. Okay. You know, it had the Kevin Kline in it and Mary Steenburgen, I think.
I never even heard of it.
Look it up. It's called About a House. And it's actually a really cool movie. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of off the wall, look up a movie called Killing Gunther.
I've seen some things about that.
Watch it.
Really?
It's fucking amazing. It's a great movie. Like, it's awful. Let's not beat around the bush. It's fairly bad, but it's amazing, especially at the end.
Okay. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down here. All right. So I'm trying to think here, because normally at this point in the evening, we're normally just like halfway through the NFL picks. I kind of feel like we're leaving something out here on the table. Like, we made remarkable time this week.
I feel like we hit all the high points. We got all the picks done. We got the weird sports. We got our joke time. We got the story time. You know why? You know why it feels like we're missing something?
It's because David's not here.
It's because we didn't spend 30 minutes shitting on him. That's
Yeah,
why.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's
We
right.
usually have that 30 minutes of where we just absolutely do our best to destroy his mental health.
All right, so we are all in agreement that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Despite what Bruce Willis himself has said,
I he's got the brain thing.
he does have the brain thing. Okay,
Yeah.
now when I typed in Christmas movies in Google, Die Hard is in that list.
Absolutely. You know what else is?
The Google box even says, hey,
Yeah. You know what else is?
Batman Returns.
I hate that it is, but Jessica, if you watch this later, yes, I admit you were right.
What, she said it was a Christmas movie too?
She did. She was one of the first, because I said, if that's then obviously Gremlins is one.
Well,
But
yeah.
another one you don't think about is Rambo. Rambo is a Christmas movie.
The first one?
The first one, First Blood. When you look in
You know what?
the
You're
sheriff's
right.
station when he's there, it's all covered in Christmas lights.
You're
There's
right.
Christmas trees and everything. It's a Christmas movie.
I've never seen Rambo.
We'll remedy that eventually. One of the newer movies, or two of the newer movies that I love to have added to our holiday viewing ritual, Violent Night and Fat Man.
Fat Man is the best Santa Claus movie ever.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
It's hands down my absolute.
you're not gonna get any arguments about that, against that out of me. But Violent Night was just amazing.
Okay, so
Violent Night was great. It was a great movie.
okay,
I liked Mel Gibson's Santa Claus better than I liked.
I like how they went into the kids' room at the end of the movie and they're like, yeah. So
don't get me wrong. Fat Man was just a great movie, but like
Got his
after I saw Violent Night, I never realized how much I wanted rated R Home Alone. Like just
right.
You know what? That's a fantastic point. That needs to be rebooted as a rated R movie. Yes.
Mindy said she saw something today.
But
Where
it
they're
needs
gonna
to be Macaulay Culkin.
Well, yeah,
grown up.
and I was getting that. She said that she saw something today where it was going to be billed as Home Alone 3, and it was Kevin all grown up, and like Buzz is a cop and everything like that. It's called Kevin's Revenge, and I'm like, I don't think that's real. And she goes, if it's real if I want it to be real. I was like,
I don't know. Like
okay.
Kevin grew up and like joined the military and like has severe PTSD, and then he like he gets broken in and he just goes completely off.
Even better. Kevin grew up, joined the military,
Yeah.
did some sketchy operating stuff with and
like nobody.
Hold on. He operated with people like Matt Best.
Oh God.
Matt Best would need to be in the adult version of Home Alone.
Dude.
Like Kevin calls him up, he's like, hey man, I need your help. Right?
I have it. Arrange 15 Christmas.
Why isn't this a thing?
Right?
Why isn't this a thing?
Man. And I don't have the in with the company anymore. So I can't even suggest it. Nope.
You still have email addresses, so email people.
I might still have some phone numbers.
There you go. A range 15 Christmas, dude.
Range 15 Christmas. Can you imagine? Yes.
I Matt puts a claymore in the living room, you know, right? And it's pointed toward the fireplace.
It's just completely hunker down. It's like the Futurama.
Like Matt gets this idea in his head that Santa's like all of a sudden Jody.
Messed up Santa Claus.
Messed up Santa Claus.
He's trying to rip all the copper out of the walls.
Yeah. No, the movie gets prefaced, right? It's like you get this whole like lead up to it, right? Where you see Matt, making his way through like the different airports coming home, right? He pulls up in a cab and gets out, throws the duffel bag over his shoulder just in time to see the sleigh and 8 reindeer fly off the roof of his house. And he's like, that's weird. He goes in and there's this girl, like her hair's all disheveled and crap,
Satisfied.
Right. And he's like, did I wake you? And she's like, oh my God, you're home. And he just puts it under the rug, right? He just tucks that right there, right into the vest. And he just, you see him start calling dudes like, we've got an op Christmas Eve, right? And it's the whole thing is leading up towards catching Santa.
Dude, bro. Yes. Start getting ahead of him.
Yeah. They're like, they bring up the NORAD Santa tracker into play,
Yes.
We need to write this down and send it in there. That would be freaking amazing.
God, yes. That's awesome.
They would have to find somebody that was a JTAC guy, right? He's sitting there, he's sitting in the bushes and he's got the radio, and then you see the sleigh come in, and then you hear him, you see the JTAC guy talking on the radio, right? You hear that. Yeah. Santa, he does his little touches his nose and reappears out the top of the chimney, and like the reindeer, the sleigh is full of holes. There's wrapping paper shreds everywhere, and there's red mists where there used to be 8 tiny reindeer.
AAA and flag going off there. Oh God, yes.
Oh, that would be great.
He is inside the perimeter.
I'm gonna get started on that. And I'm yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna get started on that. I'm gonna try to write it up. I'm gonna send it to you to proofread.
Email it to me. I'm going to do everything I can to get that in front of somebody. I still know people. I can get that in front of them.
How freaking awesome would
that is fantastic.
Okay, so we're talking about Christmas Carol, right? The movie A Christmas Carol. And this is not a popular opinion, but the CGI one with Jim Carrey, I don't like that one. I don't care for that one. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Well, obviously the far superior Christmas Carol is the Muppet one.
Right, but as far as live action is concerned, it is, but I'm talking about like
the series,
Patrick Stewart and George C. Scott.
Oh, well,
the classics, right?
Yeah.
But the Jim Carrey one,
I think it might have been differently received if he hadn't have done the Lemony Snicket movies right before that, because I believe the Lemony Snicket came out first, right?
I think so, but the whole thing just reeked Disney, right? Obviously, because Disney produced it.
Yeah.
But it was just the whole way that they went about it, and it was just like he was several different characters in that movie, and I'm just like,
it was Polar Express all over again.
It was the Polar Express all over again, and now I hear rumors that there's a prequel to the Polar Express coming out.
Oh, you got to be kidding me!
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
I don't. No.
At least they better animate it better this time. At least if you're gonna
Right.
do it, at least
I mean, as far as
animation
Disney,
on that
as
was
far as
so
Disney, and yes, I know that the Muppets are now owned by Disney, but pre Muppets, the Mickey Christmas Carol, it's one of my favorites, man.
The Polar Express is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
yeah, I just have a soft spot for the Muppets.
Well, yeah, too, but like out of all the Christmas movies, Polar Express is pretty high up there for me.
Right. You know, and then obviously we've got Elf.
Oh God,
You don't like Elf?
eh,
Baby, it's cold outside. Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
I mean, it's not the worst.
It's one of those movies where you watch it every year and it still makes you laugh.
Does it though?
Much like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That now, yes.
Christmas Story, obviously. You know what I enjoyed? It was the sequel, the actual sequel that they made. Not a Christmas Story 2, but you know, a Christmas Story, you know, where they had most of the original cast come back. Ralphie came back, you know, Scott Vargas came back.
Never saw it.
They couldn't get the lady that played the mom to come back because she had retired from acting, and she was like, I'm not really, you know, I don't want to do it.
The Christmas Story is okay to me.
This is gonna piss some people off.
It is overplayed. It is overplayed.
Like, for instance,
I've never liked that movie. I can't.
my aunt.
Yeah, my sister. That is like the staple. Like, it's not Christmas for her. Like, you know how most people, it's not Christmas until you see Hans Gruber fall off a Nakatomi Tower.
That's right.
It's not Christmas for my sister until she hears the old man say, it's a major award. Fragile. It's fragile. No, it's Italian.
And that's not to say there aren't funny moments in it.
Right.
Well, yeah,
I just stand the movie. I don't know.
It's like, compared to other Christmas movies, it's just
Look, there's
not as
very
good.
few Christmas movies I actually enjoy, like that are actual Christmas movies.
Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon.
I never saw it.
I enjoy that movie. It's actually
Okay. So we have to. Which Grinch is your favorite? The original, Jim Carrey, or the?
no, the Benedict Cumberbatch. Absolutely, the newest one.
No.
Well, the original has I will forever have a place in my heart for the original.
100% the original. I liked Jim Carrey's.
Jim Carrey's is really funny to me. So, like, comedy wise, it's definitely ahead. I do like how pretty the newest one is, because it's really pretty in that one.
I couldn't get into it. I don't know.
Now, okay, so I'm cruising. I'm perusing through.
But yeah, the original.
No, I'm perusing. Yeah, I'm perusing through movies here in sci-fi. I clicked on the sci-fi genre. Right.
Ooh.
There is a sci-fi Christmas movie out there called Santa Jaws. And here's the synopsis. It's, trying to survive the family Christmas, Cody makes a wish to be alone, which ends up backfiring when a shark manifests and kills his entire family.
Wait, come on.
What?
Really?
Like, does it
Yeah.
come out of nowhere? Like,
Just
I mean, you've got questions out there
talking
like,
Land
is Santa
Shark? Are
Jaws a good movie? It said Santa Jaws has a nice ensemble of actors and actresses on the cast list. Most of these performers were unfamiliar faces to me, which is something I enjoy in movies. Richie Montgomery, however, was the only familiar face to me in the entire movie. I'm rating Santa Jaws 6 out of 10 stars.
one of
higher than
the
I think it deserves.
one of the stories Jake told me is that he watched all of the Sharknado movies with his friends.
That's my oldest boy. My son is obsessed with those movies, and they're so dumb. They're words. And
When they turned Tara Reid into like a cyborg, I stopped watching them.
Mecha Shark.
Like, come on. The budget for Santa Jaws was $3 million.
Oh wow, it's a big budget.
Yeah, it's a low budget flick. They are a little cagey on what it costs, but it looks like about $3 million, but a pretty high quality production.
You-
What year did it come
for
out?
legal reasons, you have to have the quotations and the high quality.
What
Right.
year did it come out?
It came out in. Come on, where'd it go? Looks like 2018.
God,
I kind of want to watch this now.
I-
I do. I kind of want to watch this.
What's it called? Santa Jaws.
Santa Jaws.
Santa.
And the cover art for this, it's a shark with a Santa hat on its dorsal fin.
And
my I didn't really necessarily like the second Jaws movie.
okay. So I googled it and I see the cover with the Santa hat on there.
Yeah.
Very next picture I see is a red-eyed shark and some kid stabbing a candy cane into its head.
We have to. You know what? We have to do this. We have to figure out a way to stream it, and we have to watch it. Like even if we don't broadcast, even if we don't post that episode, like Mystery Science Theater 3000 type, viewing. We need to sit down and watch this movie.
I mean, it's got 51% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right now,
So,
there's a movie that it looks interesting. It's called The 12 Disasters of Christmas. On Christmas Eve, an enormous dark star appears in the sky. Could this star signify that Judgment Day is approaching? When natural disasters begin to occur, a small band of heroes must team up and try to save the world. There's a one guy that I recognize, Ed Quinn. Did you ever watch that show, Eureka?
Just a quick aside.
So
Santa Jaws is on Prime Video.
Okay, there you go. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna have to watch that.
I did actually. Well, I didn't see the whole series, but I have.
Okay,
watched
so he played
he
the director's ex-husband.
Right.
Right. He's in this movie. I'm like, okay, all right.
I mean, Eureka wasn't exactly a huge budget either.
Hey, Eureka was a great show.
It was a great show and also sci-fi original. So that does not surprise me.
Right.
This
They're
is
saying that Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie.
what?
Never seen that.
No.
Weird. Yeah, that's what I say. And coming to you all the way from the golden age of B movies, 1971 brought us a movie called The Christmas Martian. A Martian crash lands in a Quebec town on Christmas Eve and is befriended by two children. They persuade their uncle to help repair the spaceship, and the Martian takes them for a ride around the world.
Is E.T. a Halloween movie?
No. Well,
that's another one that's kind of
no, it's not, because it takes place over the course of several months.
fair.
I mean, Halloween really was just one scene. And that's where it tied into the whole Star
It
Wars
was
universe.
multiple. Yes, you can't call it.
He sees a kid wearing a Yoda mask and he looks at him and goes, home. And then we see in the Senate building, and was it episode 1? The Phantom Menace. There was a bunch of ETs in there also.
There was.
Okay, so I'm gonna
here's a question for you. This is an argument I've had with my children forever. Is Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think it's more.
That's what I say.
Because the only part of Halloween that's like majorly enforced is the beginning song. Past that, it's like
Christmas.
we gotta
Thank
be
you.
like,
Okay, so Bell says it's both. All right, so here's the trailer for.
And speaking of that
the
movie,
Christmas Martian.
Okay.
that movie's okay.
Looking at The Christmas Martian, our story begins with Kathy and Frankie doing some shopping for their mother. Their pleasant shopping experiences soon ruin.
You see how you saw the lines there from like when the VHS tape would like lost its tracking?
By the Christmas Martian, aka Pooh Flower. Yes, that is his real name. We learn it later. Pooh Flower eats some lollies, then steals some food. The police are called, but the kids don't care. They've hitched a ride on a one-horse open
This sounds like the Ogman reviews, right? Look at this fucker over here.
sleigh so they can go get a Christmas tree. Pooh Flower makes a quick getaway and goes to a phone booth, changes into an old woman, lights a matchstick, and with this strange Mary Poppins homage, he's out of there. Anyway, the kids chase after Pooh Flower for a
Anyway,
bit away. Kathy finds one of his matches, and with the off-screen help of a cherry picker, she flies up into the sky. She gets scared, throws it away. She falls and lands on the ground with no injuries. The children soon find Pooh
Did they have fall damage turn off in this movie? I mean, what's going
Like,
on here?
Flower's UFO. The first time I saw this film, I thought the UFO
Oh my god.
fantastic.
Look
that's
at that. That is just amazing right there.
Paper mache.
was a bad-looking miniature, but it's actually real. It takes a unique talent to make something that's actually real look fake. But to be fair,
it looks like a Christmas
to do with the
ornament.
decrepit quality of the VHS tape I was watching. Anyway, they go inside, and the UFO doesn't look too bad. Pooh Flower shoots lollies at them. Pooh Flower, what are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Kids in your
What?
car?
What?
Pooh
Pooh
Flower
Flower
shoots
shoots-
lollies at them.
I can't get
That
over Pooh
Is
Flower. That
nothing about that sentence should be said out loud ever.
Right.
poop and fart humor is like
That's some
That-
Chris
that's
Hansen
like-
shit right there.
Oh, who said
That's
that?
top
It
of
wasn't
comedy
me.
for me.
Let's move on. Pooh Flower
Wait,
is
hold on,
played by
hold on.
Michelle Saborin. Pooh Flower, what are you doing? You already have the kids in your car. You don't have to offer them candy. Oh, who said that?
Listen, hey, but
You already-
did you see any windows on that? That is
No.
I'm telling
That's a pedo saucer. That's what that is.
you, 100%.
If it had said free ammo, I mean, I'm in.
I gotta see the ammo first. I'm not a fool.
What's
Right?
the-
Yeah. If it's the
Fine.
Russian or steel,
Pooh Flower
yeah, no.
is played by Michelle Saborin.
Steel core shit. I don't want it.
Having over 100 films on his resume, you might remember him as Adrian Lacombe, aka the Don Boss in the Chuck Norris mullet-driven epic The Hitman. Anyway,
Okay.
I find this next part
Classic.
to be pretty cool. Pooh Flower gets the kids to talk into a microphone. He puts the microphone into another machine, which produces a liquid, which he drinks, and it gives him the ability.
No.
What the actual fuck?
what is this movie?
No. Was this written by Jeffrey Epstein? Produced by Ghislaine Maxwell?
Pooh Flower tells him that his UFO is broken. Instead of trying to fix it, they go skiing. After they get bored with that, another man in yet another one-horse open sleigh picks them up. All of this is far too slow for Pooh Flower. He lights a match and gets them the hell out of there.
Whoa, whoa,
Knowing that his
whoa.
UFO is broken, Pooh Flower tries to start it anyway. Nothing happens. He gets Kathy to
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with this.
I am extremely uncomfortable right now. What? What the fuck?
I'm
I,
okay.
what the hell?
climb in and get the broken part. Anyway, the kids take the broken part to their Uncle Henry to fix. I find it a little hard to believe that the UFO doesn't come equipped with tools. It has a machine that shoots freaking lollies, but it doesn't have an arc welder. Uncle Henry asks what it is. Frankie lies and says it's for his electric car set. Henry knows that this is a lie, but he decides to cut him a break and fix it. And you know what? He gets rewarded by having his snowmobile stolen. Time for a song.
We are so glad a very, very merry day's begun. Who can be sad? It's light and bright in the sun. Can't help it.
Unfunny joke.
Those short beings with space helmets. Which planet are they from?
Oh, come on now. They're just from here, playing a game of hockey.
Huh? A game? But why are they all carrying swords and spears?
Those aren't spears. They're hockey sticks to push the puck around.
Poof.
Why did that sound like Lucy from the Peanuts cartoons?
Right. That whole song, the routine that they just did, it remind me of the Hobbit that Leonard Boyd
of Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah,
I've never seen The Hobbit. I've seen the Lord of the Rings movies.
so
Yeah.
much of that.
You know, not having seen the Hobbit movies is excusable because
Well, which Hobbit movies?
I've, no,
The Peter Jackson ones went really far off the rails.
I've never seen any Hobbit movie. I've seen Lord of the Rings, but
yeah, the Lord of the
Original
Rings.
Yeah.
Oh, wants to play, so he slides around with the puck in his mouth. Oh, can you believe it? Boy, compared to this guy,
How is it that
what is that?
as it goes along, I get more and more and more uncomfortable.
The only movie that
I
people-
want to address the shit-tastic effort made by this
Camera
goal,
angle.
right? I mean, he lifts. Hold on, let me see if I can. No, come on. Here we go. No, that's not. Oh my God! Seriously? I'm trying to stop it on the frame. Okay.
in his mouth. Oh, can you believe it? Boy.
He lifts his leg. Like he doesn't even like come on, man. Really?
He
It's
bro, he
horrible,
steps
completely
like
horrible.
the
Compared
only
to
movie.
Droppo from Santa Conquers the Martian looks as animated as Keanu Reeves.
That one's even
They
worse.
install the part. Instead
Santa
of
Claus
people
Conquers the
getting the
Martian.
hell out of there, he forces us to watch more of his crappy movie. I really don't know if I could ever forgive Canada for this. Sure, they gave the world Bret Hart, William Shatner, and Degrassi Junior High, but this movie could be slightly worse than those three things are good. Henry reports his stolen snowmobile. The kids make him look stupid by returning it. Then they steal his snowplow. The kids have stolen the snowplow in order to make a launch pad. I have no idea why, as we'll soon see that the UFO only goes up and down. Frankie and Pooflower are cleaning the snow off the top, while Kathy is screwing around with things she shouldn't be. She launches the UFO by mistake, aka it gets pulled up by the very visible cable, but eventually she lands it and then they tickle
What shade?
from there, they steal their mother's Christmas turkey. What jerks? Pooflower shows them some pictures, aka crappy drawings, of his home planet. Then he takes them around the world, but they don't stop as much as watch stock footage via a screen. The police get a mob instead of shooting.
Because remember,
they
there's no
run
windows.
from it, and he escapes. The kids finally bring the Christmas tree home, and now I think about it, whatever happened to those groceries from the start of the film? Oh, that's right, no one cares. Their father gets home and dresses up as Santa, but Pooflower the jerk upstages him. He gives the children a UFO. The police arrest them both. Pooflower escapes, and I assume their father spends the rest of his life being gang raped in jail. I truly hate Pooflower. Pooflower leaves, and
Can I get a
everyone
question? The dude that just disappeared.
show this movie to
Okay,
your red-headed
so
stepson who you
The
hate.
only movie that the only
Rated
movie
T.
I was abducted
that
by
could be worse is Masters of Disguise. Like
Right.
that movie has a 1% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
You might not turtling up for the Turtle
Turtle
Club.
Club.
Turtle.
Oh my God.
The best
Yeah,
joke.
Bell nailed that one on the head. She goes, "This movie seems like a bad acid trip." That might be the only way that you could digest that movie without.
Oh my God! Can you imagine getting high and then watching that?
Right.
The best joke in Masters of
Oh
Disguise
my God.
is every time the villain laughs and he farts.
You know what would have been even better is if he would have been like, Canada's brought us a lot of great things, but this movie might actually be worse than the Green Lantern.
That's what I was thinking.
Worse than Justin Bieber and Celine Dion combined.
I guess Gremlins is
But yeah, no, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
That one is so bad. Riff Tracks did that one, and
wasn't that in the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special?
Maybe
I don't remember.
Christmas Ice Catastrophe. There we go.
Catastrophe.
Yeah.
I noticed
Word
a
store.
glaring lack of the Star Wars holiday special.
We don't talk about, like, we don't sing about Bruno. We don't talk about the.
Listen, we just had that piece of crap on there that we're not gonna.
Okay, fine. Oh my gosh!
Listen, if we're gonna talk about craptastic,
Look, it hears us. Oh my God! Okay.
Feeling nauseous already.
Oh my God! It's an hour and a half.
Oh
long.
God, it's got the whole. Okay,
We are not sitting here, people. to
no,
watch.
no. We're not. I just at least
Can
want.
can we spare 13 minutes to watch the most disturbing moments of the Star Wars Holiday Special?
Oh God, you know what? We can. We totally can.
Miss Carrie Fisher, we do apologize. What for
Apologize to all
we
the old gods and the new. Forgive us for what we do. We know exactly what we do.
And then there's whatever is happening here. Even if you're someone who thinks the 1978 Star Wars Holiday Special is
Isn't this where they came up with the concept for Life Day?
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
This
See,
was.
I do know something about Star Wars. Take that and turn it into a clip, David. Jackass.
Don't know, important names or sequence events or.
I understand that it was Darth Plagueis, so I get it. I owned up to my mistake. I owned up to my mistake when it happened.
But he still didn't even. He didn't. I'm trying to remember exactly how you said it.
Gotta admit that there are a few aspects that are rather nightmarish. Agreed. Before the opening credits, fans are treated to a brief scene in which Han Solo promises to get Chewbacca back home in time for Life Day.
I know your family's waiting. I know it's an important day.
After we're dazzled by the star-studded main title sequence, we get to meet Chewie's whole family, and that's when the dread sets in. Sure, Wookiees are theoretically lovable, but they're just really grating here. Suddenly, there's a huge room full of roaring Wookiees, each with a different vocal pitch and continually moaning for several minutes straight. Is this not super annoying to you?
Fun fact, I think they actually have this on Disney Plus right now.
Probably that big white one that they just showed right there. Did you see? You've seen the Dark Crystal.
Yeah. No.
That
Yes.
looks like the witch, that one-eyed witch. That's
Yes.
right. That face looks exactly like that.
Smells like Gelfling. Looks like Gelfling. It is a Gelfling. Dude.
Off
You
on
don't
a
know what
tangent,
it
did you
is
watch
to
the
try to
Netflix
sell the
special?
Dark Crystal on people?
Yes, I love the Dark Crystal.
Oh,
You watched
man.
the Netflix the series that they did with it.
I don't think they did a good job with it though.
I
really enjoyed it.
it was I don't know. It was okay. The movie I like the movie a lot. The movie's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't.
Sorry. We can't.
I love this comment. Carrie Fisher had a personal copy of the special on VHS. She often used it to clear her house of guests whenever she decided that they were staying longer than they should. She'd pop the tape into her video player, turn it on, and within minutes, she had the house all for herself again.
George Lucas would actually he would go and buy every copy off the shelf. Everywhere he would go, he would buy every copy of it off the shelf just so he could destroy it.
Anytime somebody brings it up to Harrison Ford, he walks out.
Yes.
Like in the middle, like he was getting interviewed. He was giving an interview. He was on a press junket for, I think it was in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls.
Yeah.
And one of the people that was doing the interview on this press tour brought up the holiday special. He took off his microphone and walked out.
That's fantastic.
I was like,
I mean, can you blame him though?
Right. See, I forced my father to watch this with me last Christmas. His quote, "They had to have been on crack writing this. It was fun seeing him get pissed at the Wookiee sounds."
Oh God.
I was 9 years old. I was so excited for 2 weeks waiting for this. I remember my utter disappointment. This show ruined my childhood. It is the cause for most of my lifelong personality flaws.
The comment right underneath that. The most disturbing bit for me was the part between the opening credits and the closing credits. Oh my God.
I forgot the Arthur was in that.
I think she would hope that everybody forgets she was in that.
Well, I mean, she's dead, so
I said I would hope.
Oh, right, yeah. Mark Hamill looks like he's wearing a Mark Hamill mask.
That's bad when the character doesn't even look like himself.
He's like,
don't get me started on that animation. Oh my God.
I'm old enough to remember when the Star Wars Holiday Special aired, and all I really remember is being very confused.
This is why they showed the people in Bird Box. Oh my God. Oh my God.
There is no other piece of movie so particularly made for drug-fueled trips like the Holiday Special. The sound, the visual, the 70s mood. It's incredible.
That's Mark Hamill or Ellen DeGeneres. Oh my God.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Oh.
Me, Dad, I watched the Star Wars Holiday Special from beginning to end. My dad, on purpose? I always wondered why Luke never bothered to blink his eyes.
Oh man.
Oh, Mark Hamill was in a really bad accident in '77 that disfigured his face. This is probably why they needed why he needed so much makeup.
And I thought Harrison Ford looked bored in Return of the Jedi. Oh God.
He said, "I thought I could handle dipping into this gently just to laugh at it, but no, scarred for life."
Oh God. Imagine if this happened now with Daisy Ridley, Oscar Isaac, and John Boyega exactly the same way. Yes.
always
Oh,
wondered if the leftover cantina costumes and set were were from this were the reason the cantina scene in Richard Pryor's NBC comedy special existing around the same time. This was actually funny.
oh my God.
Oh. To be fair, the holiday special was filmed after Mark Hamill's car accident. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Was it my imagination, or did this holiday special air the same Saturday night where she hosted Saturday Night Live? Maybe it's not the case for everyone, but I sure as hell remember it playing out that way here in the DFW area back in '78.
It could have been.
Let me see here.
If I was Baker, I'd be happy to not be credited.
Right.
Yeah.
Watched it in '78. I was 9 years old. Older brother had the idea on the cassette recorder with Mike. Our family had to record the audio. So after audio of Wookiees for several minutes, eventually I found in a comic book shop around 2001. They had bootleg VHS tapes for $1 of the special. I paid. I watched. The audio came back to my mind. I drank whiskey watching, and that made the experience much better.
Dude, you just make up your own dialogue for what they're saying.
We need to do that. Oh no, we would get smacked down so hard by George Lucas and Disney. Oh, like the mouse Gestapo would come in here and be like, "Ha!"
It's a parody. Parody is covered under copyright law.
That's right, it is.
That's how Riff Track gets away with all that.
Miss Fisher's probably not the only one affected by higher amounts of drugs on set of Kuru, or what I know. If the cast of this show ended on our clinic, I think we would consider the reasons of drug abuse to be rather wished. Did David write that?
Oh no. It seems like
That sounds like David wrote that comment. Like, good Lord.
Yeah, he's starting to get preachy.
Like, when Han killed that stormtrooper, that's like one of your drinking buddies coming to your house on Christmas Day and killing a cop in front of your family, which Cannon does. What the fuck?
What kind of Christmas do you have? Shit.
Right?
It only happens in Florida, some parts of Alabama.
Right. The irony is that the woman who's doing the narration has a super annoying voice, which grates on you after 30 seconds of listening to her. The exact complaint she throws at the show. It doesn't help that her script is awful.
These highlights are nearly as disturbing as the Cats movie trailer.
All I cared about was the Boba Fett a bit, because I had or was in the process of sending away proofs of purchase for him and still have it.
And that was his actual first appearance in Star Wars universe, was the holiday special.
That's right, because it did come out. It came out before Strike. Yeah, that's right.
Straight, yep.
Let me see here. The holiday special is 1,000,000 times better than the sequel trilogy. Changed my mind.
Come on, it wasn't.
I mean, I don't know. That's stretching it.
Another classic from George Lucas to join the other masterpiece, Howard the Duck.
Hey, I love Howard the Duck. I love Howard the Duck. And Chewbacca's family was never heard from again.
True. It's absolutely true.
Damn, I am German, and this would have been considered really bad and not funny, even in the hardest of times, by the most bored people in Eastern Germany. Deering. People would literally rather call Stasi, get some humor from them, rather than a drop of it from this Christmas special. Stasi, or the STB, at least understood the concept. Even the true Soviet torture robot would make a better show for Christmas. And remember, all of the Soviet torture robots were proposed Nazi. Hold on. This is not the one. They simply changed ideology, Chip, turned them red, and added sickle with hammer.
Oh, that's rough.
What?
Damn.
Oh, let me see here. Rain Johnson achieved the impossible. He made a movie with the Star Wars name on it that was worse than the holiday special. Like,
So stupid.
at 7:56, this part of the special eerily mirrors the current lockdowns.
Yeah.
And the most shocking fact that I realized years later, the holiday special was broadcast on November 17th of 1978. Down in Guyana, Jim Jones, not giving his religious title, started the process of massacring 900 plus residents and visiting U.S. officials of his cult village by bullets and poison Kool-Aid.
Oh, God.
That was the same day.
Let's get the rest of that because I feel like this guy's going somewhere. I have a feeling I know where this guy's going.
Oh, it was when I saw the news. Time Magazine's terrible event happened in Paris. Talked.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say,
I didn't make the connection to a TV disaster and that massacre were in the same 24-hour range.
I thought he was going to say this was a worse massacre.
Did one cause the other? I'm just going to say it.
I'm just saying the timing is really suspicious.
I mean,
He like saw that and come on and be like, you know what? Get the Kool-Aid. We're done. We're out of here. Oh, God. Reported.
What was the name of that guy? Robert Stack. Yeah.
Yeah. You're so wrong. What was it?
Type today. Resurrect Robert Stack from Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved Mysteries. Oh man. So good. I mean, what kind of holiday would it be if at least one person wasn't wasted?
Let me see. Please tell me there's a Riff Tracks version of the Christmas special so I can only
You know
imagine
what?
the commentary. There might be.
There is because they did the prequel trilogy, or at least they did episode 1 for sure. I know.
The only thing that makes the Star Wars holiday special bearable: cocaine. Lots and lots of cocaine. Carrie Fisher said she was high while doing the show. Fitting, the writers were high while writing it. Bless me, for I visited the dark side and upscaled this thing to 60 frames per second and boosted it. Cries in agony. Oh, imagine if this was canon.
No,
Nope.
it's not. It's not. It's not. Don't even go there.
There's a special circle of hell, the circle between 8 and 9, where a mashup with the Wookiees gargle shrieking at each other plays over an endless montage of Yoda jacking off in Dagobah on a 16K OLED Ultra HD screen the size of Texas with infinity point surround sound. Wow.
Oh my God. Why would you even want to imagine that? Oh.
Wow.
God, I'm not drunk enough for this. Now it's right there. How the hell am I going to watch these movies now without thinking about that? Damn it. Screw that dude.
Close I am, yes.
No. No. talking about what his O face would look like.
In your eye, it got. Oh,
I can put it. Of course, he can do whatever he wants with it.
slipped it did. Wrong hole it went.
But how do you know? Because he's kind of like he's a little lizard dude. Like, wouldn't you think he would have like little lizard junk? Like, I imagine they would lay eggs, right?
Hey, dude.
Size matters not.
Damn it! Damn it! Oh my god!
Oh man.
Believe it or not, I actually have that on a t-shirt. I have, it's a super neon green, it's got Yoda's like full body, and it says size matters not. It's one of the absolute most comfortable shirts I've ever owned.
Oh my god.
Paper thin.
Oh.
I'll send you a picture. It's amazing.
Oh, let me see here. I live in India, and the Star Wars Vintage Collection has not yet been released here. And I was really excited and looking forward to it to come, and I was really disappointed when it didn't come. Dude, really? He's like, oh, we don't have the original trilogy yet. You live in India. You can call anybody's cell phone and talk to them and try to get them to give you Social Security information, but you don't have the Star Wars trilogy? I'm calling bullcrap on that one.
Exactly. Come on. You guys have the internet over there.
You, for $49.99, I will remote into your computer. No, the fuck you're not.
Hello, my name is Bob. No, it's not. It's not.
Let me see here. What is it? What is it? And what about that very strange word stoner cartoon in the middle from where we met Boba Fett?
Exactly.
That one has its special video.
Like that cartoon was even weirder than the live action shit they were doing. And then there was whatever creepy ass musical number that they had with whoever the hell that was singing. The whole thing was just.
Supergirl mentioned that nightmare and implies that its universe has 2 Callista Flockharts.
Oh God.
2 element heels. Let me see here.
Almost adds up to one full person.
Right. Let me see here. Caked in, yeah, this isn't legitimately right after his accent. Okay, whatever. We're not talking about that. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. Oh.
Okay.
All right. Somebody just typed in some lyrics. Oh, we're gonna
that's Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah. I came here from watching Goldberg's on Hulu. Oh wow. Mark Hamill has more makeup than Leia.
Probably. The most disturbing moment is definitely when Grandpa masturbates with his family in close proximity. What the fuck? I missed that part. Was Yoda there?
Grandpa Joe, I thought you couldn't move.
That's why. Out of him. 45-year foursome.
Scenes are all forced. By the way, Darth Plagueis cameo on at 6:55.
Darth Plagueis didn't even exist. exist in 1970.
I know. I'm just reading the comments. Don't shoot me. All right,
Yeah.
David. Don't cut this down and edit it and twist it all over.
No, this was
Imagine not knowing Star Wars.
Oh man. Julia Childs is Jeremy Clarkson. Oh God, that's awful. Like, oh.
Yeah, it was there. I had to do it.
Oh, it's fitting. It's extremely fitting.
Y'all gonna just ignore the fact that Four-Armed Chef is in blackface? I'm like, shut up. God. Mind Tricks narrator. You want to bash yourself against the wall. Let's see here.
It's not the mortal coil you were looking for.
This dude is he gonna get a random fucking notification? So and so replied to your comment. Really?
12 days ago. It'd be even better if it was like 3 years ago.
Oh no! Where the Finkel and I was from a year ago.
A year ago, huh?
And where's the other one that we replied to? It's all the way up here. Oh my God!
They see me scrolling. Damn.
I know, right?
I don't remember how far up it was now.
Yeah, no joke.
That's what she said.
All right, whatever. I'm done looking. All right. I'm high from just watching this, and I haven't taken anything. Let me see here. Did not have to dunk on Carrie Fisher like that. The special predicted internet porn.
Leia looks baked.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna call it an evening.
We managed to get sidetracked after all.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, we did. God,
that was a roller coaster.
Oh, it went from what are we gonna do? We were at an hour and 45 minutes. Dude, that took an hour.
That did take an hour because we were just shy of hour and 20 minutes, I think. We're like, what are we gonna do? We feel like we missed something, and then
David's gonna be listening. He's gonna be like, man, this is gonna be great. What the hell?
Hey, they were gonna wrap it up in an hour, and then this. Yeah. Sorry, David.
How does that even work, man?
I don't even know. Sorry. Kind of, not really though. But
I mean, secretly, he's gonna be like cussing us. He's like, they picked the night that I wasn't there to talk about the holiday special.
I know. Oh God, he's gonna be so mad. And he's going to have to edit the whole thing. 2 hours, 17 minutes of video. He's going to have to edit.
Because he's going to be like, well, there's times where Johnny wasn't talking, which is great. I'm like, well, dude, they're really, we had a full episode tonight.
It was. This one flowed actually pretty well, too.
I mean, we can still be on the whole hashtag keep David on the show thing. Yeah, I mean, get all that, but
Yeah, we'll keep him around for now.
yeah. I mean, he does
got
only count.
He's got at least 3 more episodes. We'll extend 3 more episodes, and then we'll revisit.
His contract comes up for renegotiation.
We'll just do an endless string of one game contracts.
Be like Emmitt Smith signing that 1-day contract to retire as a Cowboy.
Oh man.
All right. Well, we're gonna land this plane. We did manage to get the outro done in a timely fashion.
Did
we got our first annual reading of A Die Hard Christmas out of the way.
Fantastic.
I mean, I still got the checklist on my arm. It's all good, right?
I'm proud of this. This was a good show.
It was, yeah. I'm pretty happy with this episode. So, we're gonna sit down and probably spitball it. We're either thinking maybe Christmas Eve night we're gonna do a live episode, which is gonna be incredibly short. I mean, we're not gonna talk about baseball at all unless something just earth-shattering comes up. We're gonna go over our picks. We're gonna do joke time with Colin, and then we're gonna, I don't know, regale you with a Christmas Phineas and Ferb song. I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. It'll either be Christmas Eve, or it will be probably Wednesday, or maybe the day after, maybe the 26th, which would be that Tuesday that we will, we'll film the episode. Just kind of be on the lookout for that. We'll put the warning out, the warning order on our Facebook page, on our Twitter account.
Yeah, just keep an eye out on the socials, and we'll once we know, you all will know.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, I'm Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
I'm Colin Skelton.
And this has been Nerd Sports episode 139, filled with promise and hope. Horribly went off the rails. We blame you, Canada.
And then ultimately ended with a Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah, I think we should have just led with that. You know, we could have skipped over the whole pedo Martian in Quebec,
which was bad enough.
You know, we could have just done the comment section for the holiday special. And I feel that those comments are going to come back with some pretty good returns. You know,
I feel good about them. There's a lot of promise there.
Be good or be good at it, everybody. Remember, if she doesn't find you handsome, she should at least find you handy. We're out.
Laters.